Hey folks, this is Gabe at Security Bear, and today we're looking at two cameraless systems go head to head, Minut versus Notion. In today's comparison of Minut and Notion, I'm going to go over their key similarities, key differences, installation processes, monitoring options, customer support, and finally their mobile applications so that you can make the right decision for you. If you want to see a list of our favorite home security systems, Google Security Bear Best Home Security Systems. If you have a question about today's comparison, leave us a comment and I'll get back to you. Let's start today's comparison of Minut and Notion talking about the key similarities between the systems. Now, Minut and Notion are both do-it-yourself installation, and that's pretty straightforward and easy to do with each system, and neither system has professional monitoring. Now, pivoting to the main difference between the systems, Minut is an all-in-one piece for a security system that is replicable if you have a larger home, whereas Notion basically starts out with at least 3 to 5 pieces, and that too can be added to depending on what you need throughout your home. So now let's pivot to the installation processes for both Minut and Notion. And right off the bat, I want to say that they're both super simple processes. I really enjoyed putting them together. It was honestly kind of fun. Now let's begin with the Notion. Now the Notion has a few more components than the Minut, and you basically take your bridge, plug it in, take your mobile application, connect it to, and then begin syncing your sensors. Now remember with Notion, you're gonna have to give each sensor a job, but before you can do any of that, you're gonna take out the tab to let the sensor know that it's about to be activated. It starts to sync, then you give it a job, and you're ready to go, and you do that for each sensor that you have. Pretty straightforward, but just in terms of pure time, the Minut wins here because the Minut is just one piece and does a lot of the same things as the Notion system. So you take out the Minut, you push this button, the button allows you to sync it to your Wi-Fi, and the thing is, I was able to do that right out of the box because it does come pre-charged. Now, if you wanted to give it a full charge before you put it up on your ceiling, it takes about 5 to 6 hours, and you're ready to go. It's full charge, and that'll last for what they say is 6 months, and that's a pretty long time. Now you're thinking, well, I'm putting it on my ceiling. Isn't that gonna be kind of burdensome? Not at all. When you get your Minut, there's a magnetic plate with 3M adhesive on the back. So you peel off that 3M adhesive, you just use a ladder, go to your ceiling, put it up, and then the magnetic plate in the bottom of the Minut just connects easily. You never have to worry about it falling down, and it just works like a charm. So despite them both being really easy processes, just in terms of time, I'm gonna have to give the nod here to the Minut Point Smart Home Alarm. Now at Security Bear, we love to see professional monitoring options with our home security system so that you don't have to do it all yourself. But with the Minut and the Notion, you're not gonna find any professional monitoring options. They're both self-monitoring systems. And yes, that is minimal and simple, but that's just something we wanna note off the bat. Now, with Minut and Notion, something that's interesting is that there is no contract because there's no cellular backup, there's no professional monitoring. So once you buy your system, you're ready to go. And when it comes to the moving policies, well, it's just the difference between taking down one component and taking down a few components. With Minut, you're gonna take that magnetic plate off your ceiling and just put it up in your new apartment, your new house. And with Notion, it's the same process. Pretty straightforward and really easy. But in terms of picking a winner for monitoring options, we're gonna have to call this one a tie. Hi y'all, quick break. I hope you're enjoying the Minut versus Notion home security comparison, but make sure to subscribe if you want to get the newest information and videos on what's going on in the smart home technology space every week right here with us at Security Bear. All right, let's get back to the video. So let's talk about customer support with Minut and Notion. Now, Minut and Notion actually give you pretty similar ways to get in touch with them. They each have an online support center with troubleshooting guides and FAQs, and they each also allow you to write them emails with any questions you have about your system. Now, where they differ is that Notion has a phone number you can call, you can speak with the customer service representative, and get the answers you need. Whereas with Minut, it's just a live chat and no phone line that you can call. And that kind of makes sense because Notion is based here in the United States and Minut is based in Sweden. And that actually bore out with our own questions. So we wrote emails to each company asking questions about our systems. And with Minut, they got back to us within a day, which kind of makes sense because they're about 7 hours ahead of us in New York. Whereas when we wrote Notion, they got back to us within 2 hours, which is pretty impressive. Now, that's our experience with each company, but we wanted to see if we can get more information, so we went on Amazon and looked at the Amazon reviews. And here, it was interesting because neither of these companies is very old, so there's not too much information out there. We will note that Notion did have really positive customer reviews that specifically mention customer support, and it has a 4.1 out of 5-star rating on Amazon. Minut as well has a 4.1 out of 5-star rating on Amazon. However, it has very few reviews. The sample size is just not there yet. So when it comes to customer support and comparing the Minut and Notion home security systems, we call it a tie. Let's finish today's comparison of Minut and Notion discussing their respective mobile applications. Now, with self-monitoring systems like Minut and Notion, it's really important that they have strong mobile applications because everything is done right there. Everything you know about your home security is going to be right there in the mobile application. And fortunately, each of these systems has great mobile app ratings. And even in our own experience, we really enjoyed working within the mobile application. Now, Minut has a 4.2 out of 5-star rating in the Google Play Store and a 4.8 out of 5-star rating in the Apple App Store. And honestly, Notion is no slouch either. It has a 3.5 out of 5-star rating in the Google Play Store and a 4.2 out of 5-star rating in the Apple App Store. And that's pretty impressive. However, we do have one concern, and that many of the Android users did say that the app was crashing a lot, and that would basically leave you without the ability to see what's going on within your home. So the winner here for mobile application is the Minut Point Smart Home Alarm System. So now let's do a recap of our comparison of Minut and Notion in each of the elements that we looked at today. Installation, we gave this one to Minut. They're both very easy processes, but Minut is simply one piece and it was ready to go. Professional monitoring, this was a draw. Neither of these companies has professional monitoring as an option, and you'll self-monitor with each one. Customer support, this one was a draw because Minut and Notion are pretty new companies and there are not a ton of reviews out there. And anecdotally, we had really positive experiences with each one of these companies. Mobile application, the winner here is Minut. With its 4.2 in the Google Play Store and 4.8 in the Apple App Store, it clearly has the superior mobile application. All right, we've gone over a lot of elements in our Minut versus Notion comparison. And if you've been paying attention, you'll note that we do have a bit of a winner here. Minut edges out Notion when it comes to just installation time because it's just one piece, and it does have a superior mobile application. But I'll be honest with you, these systems are both really remarkable. I actually really enjoyed putting each of them together, and it's hard for me to pick a winner. If you live in a studio or a small one-bedroom, you might want to go with the Minut. You can essentially place that on your ceiling and not have to worry about doing anything else. But if you have, a 2-bedroom or a house, you might want to go with the Notion because with that bridge and those sensors that are very easy to replicate around your home, you're going to know everything that's happening with those multifunctional sensors and that home environment monitoring application. So I'm impressed with both of these companies and excited to see where they go from here. So that concludes our comparison of the Minut Point Smart Home Alarm and the Notion Starter Kit. If you appreciated today's video, give us a like and hit that subscribe button. As always, this is Gabe at Security Baron. Be secure.